this is Silly Sparkleface with another video, and today we are going to do an early prediction on where's next year's Toonfest is going to be at. Toontown Rewritten on one of their blog posts titled Toonfest Orlando Community Recap. They said this line, and I quote, "We are waiting for a few more small details from GalaxyCon and before we can 100% confirm the next location. Until then, keep your eyes and bananas peeled as we will be announcing our next Toonfest location." Alright? Hold the until then, keep your eyes and bananas peeled as we will be announcing our next Toonfest location soon. So, save that for the video. So, how I'm going to present this, I'm going to do like a tier list. So, there's going to be 3 tiers. 1, yes, it's going to happen. And the second tier, yes, but it requires action. And 3, no, not happening. So let's get to eliminations. It's elimination time. So we're gonna eliminate Anime Orlando because, well, we had Toonfest Orlando at Anime Orlando this year. Also, we're gonna eliminate GalaxyCon Columbus in Oklahoma City because they had Toonfest last year. And also, we're also gonna eliminate GalaxyCon Domains. Sorry, I mispronounced it, but the reason being because limited options to get in and get out. Okay, let's get to the definitive yes. So these are locations that Toontown Rewritten can basically announce in a couple weeks' time. So those locations are GalaxyCon Raleigh. Because simply we try Toontown Rewritten tried to get into that show, but unfortunately the show got filled. So that's basically how they got into GalaxyCon Oklahoma City. So yeah, so that's basically how it happened. So, but GalaxyCon took action. They added one more day to the show. So now it's a 4-day show. So also I'm going to make that this show right here the front runner. So alright. Before we get into yes but requires action. Wait, what's that? GalaxyCon acquired 3 shows from Incredible Convention. Oh, those back in June. So those shows are Nashville Comic-Con in Nashville, Tennessee, Incredicon in Charleston, South Carolina, and Superstar Comic-Con in Savannah, Georgia. Those are shows that got acquired, and they will launch under the GalaxyCon branding next year. Okay, and now let's get to yes, but it requires action. So the first one, so I'm going to make a case for every one of those. So let's make a case for Nashville. It's home of country music, great old honky tonk highway, songwriting capital, a perfect match for Mini Melodies Land remaster release. Musical legacy meets tune nostalgia. A music city center, large modern venue, walkable downtown, and BNA airport, non-stop flight to major U.S. cities and international routes. So, yeah. So, let's put that there. Charleston, South Carolina. A new market for GalaxyCon entirely, so it brings in fresh energy. And also, it's a historic port city with a southern charm. CHS Airport with direct flights across the U.S. Walkable downtown, scenic venues. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to put this in GalaxyCon under yes, but it requires action because they have yet to release dates. Same can be said about GalaxyCon Nashville. Let's get into... I can make a case for Savannah, Georgia. GalaxyCon's second show after Nightmare Weekend, Haunted. Historic and theatrical. It has a Savannah Airport, so it's easy access. And Convention Center is on the river. Walkable experience. So I got to put this on yes, but it requires action. Again, new dates. So the question is for GalaxyCon, are they going to keep the same dates as if nothing ever happened? Or is it going to be simply new dates and such? Alright, let's get to New Orleans. This one is have dates. It will be July 10th through the 12th, 2026. So here's the case. It's built for performance, parades, and costumes. It has an airport, national and international flight, and it's a huge convention center on the river. So I'm going to put yes. It requires action. So, alright. San Jose. I can make a case for San Jose, California. And this one has a date as well. August 21st through the 23rd. McConey Convention Center. Large margin venue inside downtown. It has an airport, direct flights across the U.S. It has a strong tech and gaming culture, which is fitting for Toontown's digital roots. So I'm going to have to put this one under yes, but requires action. So this is also yes, maybe, yes, but requires action, like I said, or maybe. Yeah. I can make a case for Columbus, Ohio. Oh, yes, yes. I eliminated Columbus, Ohio. I know, but the market is a two-show city. There's others like Raleigh, North Carolina, Savannah, Georgia, and Richmond, Virginia. And recently, Toontown Rewritten went to animate Orlando. Back in the day, Disney hosted a Toonfest in Orlando back in 2007. Toontown Rewritten has shown us they're willing to go back to cities where a previous Toonfest is hosted. Now you're going to say, but silly, you only have OKC. Yes, but it's too soon for a return for Toontown Rewritten. It was a backup plan because Raleig's show filled up, like I mentioned earlier in the video. So, Animate Columbus, I have to put yes, it requires action. Done. Okay. And now let's... Okay. I can make a case for Atlanta, Georgia. Well, Toontown Rewritten is confirmed to be partnering up with GalaxyCon for a third straight year. So, GalaxyCon has to do something if Toontown Rewritten wants to come back to the ATL. It's a comeback worth considering. It's a major metro hub, a huge population, strong fandom base, Hartsfield Jackson International Airport, business airport world, easy access for everyone. They have convention-ready venues like Georgia World Congress Center, Cobb Galleria, and more. And here's a historic lesson. Past SuperCon attempt in 2008, but it didn't stick. But the city is grown, and the fence scene is thriving. So they had it in a hotel. So back in the day, so it was, there's so many guests, it is too small scale. So yeah, it has a strong crossplay gaming and anime culture. So this is gonna be a challenge for them. So like I said, it's gonna go under, yes, it requires action. And now let's make a case why Pittsburgh. Same as Atlanta. So they got to do something. So the market is wide open. Toonfest, hosted in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 3 years in a row from 2017 to 2019. David L. Lawrence Convention Center. It's a proven venue for fan events. Airports, direct flights to major U.S. cities. Replay FX Memories. Rest in peace. Replay FX. RNGs, pie tosses, costume contests, and live panels. No GalaxyCon show. That's a big opportunity for some expansion. So, yep. And now, let's get to Owensboro, Kentucky. They hosted the first two Toontown Rewritten events back in 2015 and 16. Strong tourism investment and backed by Kentucky Tourism Development Initiatives and local government support. Revitalized venue support. Former Town Center Mall transformed into multi-concept entertainment hub. Regional draw attracts families, young professionals, and visitors from across the Kentucky and neighboring states. So, like I said, with these two right here, GalaxyCon needs to expand there if Toontown Rewritten is going to consider going back to Owensboro, Kentucky. You can make cases where GalaxyCon should expand, but I'm not doing that there. That would be a long video, so let's go back to this line I dropped earlier in the video. Until then, keep your eyes and bananas peeled as we will be announcing our next Toonfest location soon. And now, about bananas in Toontown. The banana peel is a classic trap gag, singular, sloppy, and slapstick. But in the blog post, they use it plural. That caught my eye right there. Where do I see bananas used in plural sense before? Oh! That's right, the Savannah Bananas. They're basically the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. They played their own wild version of the game called Banana Ball, where walkouts, dance breaks, and stealing first base is illegal. An umpire might moonwalk before calling strike. Alright, let's swing right back into the topic. Because I think Toontown Rewritten is double teasing us. The bananas line in a blog post, not singular, like the classic Toontown gag. And that might be our first clue for next year's Toonfest location. So, here's my early picks. Raleigh, North Carolina, is the front runner. If it's not Raleigh, I think it's gonna be Savannah, Georgia. If it's not that, it could be Nashville, Tennessee. I know it's early. One of them has GalaxyCon momentum, Toonfest potential. Where do you think Toonfest 2026 is going to be? Drop your guesses in the comments down below. I want to hear it. And don't worry, I will be back with a follow-up video once we get the dates for the 3 new shows, or when Toontown Rewritten finally reveals where we're headed next year. For right now, stay silly, stay toony. Till next time, Silly Sparkle Face out.